my lovely listeners. Welcome back to the podcast, or if you've never been here, hi, welcome. My name's Lexi. This is the Lexi Diaries. I hope everyone's week is going great so far. Some of us are on spring break. I hope that you make the most of it, get nice and tan. It's a little cold where I am right now, even though it was literally 80 degrees 2 days ago, but that's Florida, I guess. And if you're going back to school, for your last semester for this year, you can do it, okay? Push. I know the last semester is probably rough. I would not know. I did not go to college, but I know that going to college simply isn't easy in itself. So you got this, okay? Believe in yourself. You can do anything you put your mind to, and you can finish, okay? Finish this year strong. This week's episode, I swear I say this every week, but it's very random. Not random necessarily. It's actually something that's really been weighing on my heart a lot. I'm not going to necessarily say why, but it's just been a topic I feel like I really just need to talk about, I guess. I don't know. I'll be rambling most of the episode, as usual. If you've been here before, you know that's what I always do. But we do have a little bit of an outline, so hopefully we're able to stay on track. But for starters, the topic this week is you are worth so much. Okay, sometimes I feel as if we forget that. We can make ourselves feel really shitty. Most of the time, we're our worst critics. We say the worst things to ourselves. And I know I say this. I always say, nobody can hurt my feelings because I've probably said it to myself. Or I can hurt my feelings worse. Which is true. But it's not necessarily a good thing to do. I do know that I'm worth so much, just as all of you are. We are worth so fucking much. And again, I feel like we forget that. But knowing your worth is very important. And it's an essential part of life, in my opinion. Because when you don't know your worth, people can take advantage, for one. If you are a very kind person, it's not a bad thing, okay? Please embrace your softness and your kindness. I know I didn't think it was a good thing for a long time, but it is, okay? Having empathy is a good thing. But there is people that can take advantage, and especially if you don't know your worth, people take advantage. People's words can be more hurtful. I know that when I was struggling a lot with my self-worth growing up, that insults that, again, shouldn't hurt my feelings because I've said them to myself, hurt a little bit more because I, again, didn't know my worth. We also settle for, we settle, okay? And that brings me to my first topic, okay? Which is we accept what we think we deserve. I know that's kind of a lot to chew on, but I truly do believe we accept what we deserve. If we think we're a shitty person, we're going to be okay with we're not going to be okay with it, but we're going to be more accepting of shitty things happen because it's like, oh, I'm a shitty person. So you know what? It's okay. Like, I deserve shitty things to happen to me. No. Okay. And just, we set these standards in our head of what we deserve, right? But sometimes I feel as if we go away from those things because we've made mistakes as humans. I'm going to kind of try to break that down a little more because I don't feel like that made any sense. But for example, say that, because I know in high school I wasn't the greatest friend, okay? I like to think I was, but I do have things that I could have fixed, and obviously I'm a human, I have flaws. But say that you were a liar back then, okay? Just because you were a liar back 5 years ago does not mean that it's okay for you to accept people lying to you because it's like karma or whatever, okay? No. Or just because you did one bad thing doesn't mean that a million bad things should happen to you because, oh, karma for those bad things. Like, don't get me wrong. I am a firm believer in karma. I don't know what this dog's trying to do right now. I am a firm believer in karma. But just because you make mistakes and you are human does not mean you deserve bad things to happen to you. And say that maybe you had cheated on your previous boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, your partner, okay? That does not mean you deserve to be cheated on in return, or in your next relationship, if you get cheated on, you should just forgive them because you wish that your partner would have forgave you. No, okay? Cheating's wrong. That person obviously does not value your worth or care about you. So you need to value your worth and care about what you deserve and set that expectation that no, just because I cheated in the past does not mean I deserve to be cheated on. Cheating is bad regardless, okay? It's just an example. But I really do think it truly does go back to our childhood too, in all reality, because I know personally I grew up in a little bit of a hectic household. So I feel as if in my first relationship, when it was kind of, we didn't fight, we didn't argue, part of me loved it, right? Because I'm like, oh, thank God, like, I don't want to fight because that's not healthy, right? But it also made me think that fighting was an unhealthy thing to do, for one, which it's not. Fighting in a relationship is supposed to happen, okay? But it's when you fight against each other that's the problem. You should be fighting for a common goal to grow the relationship rather than fighting against each other to be right. You know what I mean? And also, again, in that peaceful environment, I was happy. I was like, okay, good. Like, we're not fighting. This is good. But at the same time, sometimes I would cause problems and I wouldn't even necessarily notice it to cause chaos. And it's not that I wanted the chaos, just I was used to the chaos. So sometimes I would self-sabotage in order to cause chaos for him to, I guess, prove that he wanted to be with me. And like, also just because I feel as if I was used to the chaos, just I feel like it really rooted back to my childhood and growing up in not the most healthy home. I did have a very happy life growing up, don't get me wrong. My mother took great care of us, but there obviously was still situations I'm not going to build on where it wasn't the most healthy housing environment. So just I feel like sometimes if we grew up in a hectic household, we can crave peace. So we'll settle, I don't want to say for a boring life, but for a more peaceful life. And instead of like, how do I word this? Okay. We'll settle for a more peaceful life, maybe with someone we're not necessarily meant to be with, just because it's simple and you don't fight and none of that. But like maybe deep down you want more, but you're scared of more because maybe that more does come with fighting and you don't want that, right? You do want the picket white fence and the simple living, you know what I mean? But at the same time, maybe that's truly not what you're meant for, but you're living out of fear of possibly having to fight with your next spouse. So you're staying with the person that you're maybe not necessarily happy with, but it's peaceful. And I hope that some of this is making sense. Because I put this down, just because you're not fighting and they're not abusive doesn't mean that they don't have flaws in themselves and that you shouldn't have expectations. Like, I'm going to speak from personal experience. I don't want to bring anyone else into this. So I'm going to speak from personal experience. Again, me and my ex didn't fight too much, but that made me think that I wasn't allowed to ask for things sometimes because I was scared it would lead to a fight. Like, for example, I want to be taken out. I want to go bowling. I want to be taken to the beach and watch the sunrise. Sunset. I want someone to plan a picnic for me. Like, I want someone to kind of go out of their way, I guess, instead of just taking me to dinner or just wanting to watch a movie at my house. Again, maybe I'm just high maintenance, but just, it's okay to have those expectations, okay? It's okay, and if you communicate those and those aren't being met, then you need to understand your worth and walk away from that situation and find someone that will fill those needs, because there is someone for everyone, okay? So if what you're in right now is not working out for you, I can't talk today, I'm so sorry. Please walk away, know your worth, and walk away, because say you've been in this relationship for 5 years and you know it's time, but you're just scared, okay? You don't want to quote unquote lose those 5 years. You're losing more time by staying in that relationship trying to make it work than you are by simply knowing your worth and walking away, okay? We're gonna move on because I feel like I'm just fucking talking at this point when it comes to that. But next, if anything messes with your peace and happiness, cut it out. Okay, cut that fucking shit out. Friends, relationships, family, okay? Family is what you make it. I'm a true believer. Yes, we have blood, but family is what you make it. If anything is fucking with your happiness, cut that fucking shit out, okay? Because if you continue to let this unhappiness grow and you don't change what you know the source of your unhappiness is, it's going to bleed into the other parts of your life. And I know we don't think it does, okay? But projection's a thing. Say that you and your partner, for example, are having issues at home or whatever, and you're arguing. You could bring that shit into your work. Okay, and you might not think you are, but now everyone at your work's affected. You can bring that into your friendships, okay, where you're maybe a little more passive aggressive towards them when really they're not doing anything wrong. Just you have so much built up aggression towards another thing going on in your life that you're taking it out on a person that doesn't deserve to have it taken out on. And I know because I've done this multiple times. Okay, it's a thing. It's a serious thing. So anything that fucks with your unhappiness, please, for the love of God, cut it out. If it's a job, leave that job. There's a million jobs. We're in 2024. You don't even have to, you could work online. People make a shit ton of money serving. If you have a dream you've been wanting to chase, go for it. You only live once. Just, if the job's not making you happy, babe, walk away. There's so many ways to make money these days and age. If your job's not making you happy, go away. Relationships. There's so many fucking people on this earth. So many. It's ridiculous. And I swear I'll say it myself that every good man's married. You don't know that because obviously you've never talked to the married men. But because sometimes I swear every man in Jacksonville is married. That's not true. Just I haven't come across one that I find to be attractive or wanting to match my energy. Single, I guess. I don't talk to married men. I don't know what I'm talking about. But friends. You're gonna lose a million friends, okay? You're gonna make friends, lose friends. People are in your life for a season sometimes, and it's very hard to accept. I've spoke of this before, but sometimes someone's there to show you what you don't want, and that's okay. And for friends, sometimes just friends, you don't work out, okay? People can sometimes turn out completely different than who you thought they were. This has unfortunately happened to me in relationships. Your best friend could get in a relationship with someone, and the next thing you know, you don't exist. Just friends come and go, okay? So know your worth, and the second that someone comes, crossing a certain boundary, friend, relationship, if a job starts crossing a certain boundary, cut that shit out, okay? If you're unhappy, please, for the love of God, walk away from what you're unhappy from, or that shit is going to affect everything else in your life. You're going to start feeling physically ill because of that thing that's happening. You're going to start feeling foggy, drained. I don't think anyone understands how much holding on to either anger, aggression, stress, sadness, any of that can actually take a toll on your physical body. But it can, okay? Look it up. I'm not going to give you the science behind it because I don't know exactly. But I have looked it up myself. Probably could give you a brief rundown, but that's Google on your own time type things. Anyway, next. You deserve someone who makes you feel happy, special, and enjoys your company. Nobody wants to feel like a burden, okay? We all want to be invited to plans. We don't want, you can come if you want to. Ew. Okay, I don't want to come anymore. I want to feel wanted. All of us want to feel wanted. I know that cannot just be me, and I know it's not just me, okay? We all want to feel wanted. So if that friend is not making you feel wanted or included, or that boyfriend is not making you feel wanted, even family, guys, if your mom is not treating you well, dad, whoever, they don't deserve you. They don't deserve your time. They don't deserve your company. They don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve your stress. They don't deserve shit from you, okay? At all. Because, again, we never want to feel unwanted or a burden. I looked at my notes. That kind of fucked me up. But like I said, if anyone makes you feel like that, that is their loss, okay? Walk away. You need to know your worth and who you are truly to walk away from that situation. Because, again, you can be taken advantage of. Just people won't appreciate your time or your effort. You could start to lower your time for, I'm going to speak from me personally. When I feel like my energy isn't reciprocated, sometimes I lower my energy. You know what I mean? If I feel like my love's not being reciprocated, I won't show as much love. But then I feel shitty because I'm obviously they won't show me love if I'm showing them less love. But you shouldn't have to lower your love or lower your want for a person or act like you care less just because they act like they care less. People, they probably do care less, okay? So you need to fucking balls up and walk away. Because especially relationship speaking, I feel like sometimes we can get very, very comfortable and not necessarily go out of our way to make that spouse or your partner feel special, when I'm a firm believer in you should be dating all the time. Whether you've been married for 10 years or you've been dating for 10 days, you should consistently feel wanted. That person should consistently be making you feel like you're one of the most important people on this earth to them. And that if anything were to happen to you, they would absolutely lose their mind. Because, I mean, obviously. But they should want to do things that make you happy, want to go places and experience things with you that you want to go and experience with them. Just, I get very worked up with this topic because, again, I just feel like we all settle for sometimes when we shouldn't have to. There's plenty of ways to make money, plenty of people to meet for a spouse, plenty of friends to make. Like, losing someone, I promise, is not the biggest loss. Losing yourself in the process of trying to keep someone is the biggest loss, because I've done it. Okay, I've lost myself trying to stay in a relationship that simply wasn't meant for me, and it sucks. Okay, it sucks waking up and not knowing who the fuck you are and crying because that person's not there, but in all reality, you were fine before them. And obviously you're gonna cry. Okay, you're obviously gonna cope and cry, and you're going to miss that person, but you need to remember that you're okay without them. If it's your best friend and for some reason that friendship doesn't work out, you're going to be okay without them. Now you do still have all that love and energy to give someone else who actually deserves it. Okay? Just, we need to know our worth, and we need to love ourselves enough to walk away from situations that don't serve us or that make us unhappy. And then last but not least, life is what you make it. Peanuts being so funny. Life is what you make it. So basically, people are additions to your life. Okay? Like I kind of touched on a second ago, you should be so comfortable and confident in yourself that if something were to go wrong with a friend, a partner, a job, you know you're going to be okay. As long as you have yourself at the end of the day, you're fine. And if you already believe that, amazing. I love you. I'm so happy that you know that you are worth so much on this earth, and that nobody should try to dim your sparkle in any sort of way. But if not, again, I just feel like we could all use a reminder sometimes that people are additions to your life, okay? You get to choose who is in your life. So if that person doesn't make you happy or doesn't make you feel wanted, get rid of it. Cut that shit out. Next. Don't ever stop chasing your hopes and dreams. If you have hopes or dreams, please, for the love of God, chase them. Because sometimes, again, we settle for things we think we deserve. Like, I didn't go to college, for example, okay? So I could say that all I deserve is a serving job. I don't have a degree. I'm going to be serving my whole life. Would I be okay with that? Actually, yeah, I would. I'd be fine with, like, serving and then having, like, some side income. I love serving. It's a way for me to actually get to, like, meet people, and I've created some of the best relationships at my jobs in the food industry. But it would be so easy for me to say that. Just fuck it, I'll just do this the rest of my life. But that's truly not what I want. I do have hopes and dreams that I do want to achieve. And for the longest time, I was the person holding myself back from it because I felt I was behind. Talked about this little episode. I felt like I couldn't get there because I didn't get a degree, or I didn't start earlier in the thing I truly want to do. But that's simply not true, because I deserve everything I want, and I'm going to continue to chase for that till I get it. But if I didn't see my worth and I was like, I didn't go to college, this is what I deserve. No. But if I did, I would end up living an unsatisfied, unhappy life. Like, could I actually live a content life? Yes. But I would ultimately be regretful later on in my life and wonder why I never walked away from a job that wasn't serving me to achieve one that was, or walked away from a relationship that wasn't serving to me to actually find someone I truly want to be with and who truly appreciates my love and my company and makes me feel wanted. I'm gonna say it multiple times. You are worth so fucking much, okay? And I love you, and someone out there loves you. So just love yourself enough to only allow the things that serve you into your life. And love yourself enough to chase your biggest dreams and ambitions. Because, again, you're going to be regretful later on if you don't. I promise. Okay? Nothing is out of reach. I promise you. Everyone started from nothing. Nothing is out of reach unless you hold yourself back from it. I'm a firm believer in that. Okay? And then also, I could have touched on this a second ago, but don't ever stop feeding your inner child, okay? Because I feel like that's truly some ways we can... Wow, my couch just went crazy, sorry. I feel like that's truly a way that we can find ourselves and realize the things that make us happy and what we truly do want. And also, never feel shitty for liking the things you like, or feel shitty for wanting the things you want, or getting excited about things that you would get excited for, because the right people are going to love those things about you and are going to support those things about you. Just be your full authentic self. Love so fucking hard, okay? Give as much love as you can. Don't necessarily care if it's reciprocated, okay? I mean, if it's not, walk away from that situation. But always be kind, always love people, always treat people with kindness, and just always be excited about the things you're excited for. If you're sad, be sad about the things you don't have to give anyone an excuse for why you're happy or why you're sad or anything. Just, this life is going to be whatever you want to make it. So if you want to be sad, you're going to be sad. Okay? If you don't force yourself out of that sad mindset, you're going to continue to be sad. If you want to be happy, fake it till you fucking make it. If you're not happy right now, work towards the things that are going to make you happy. Cut out the things that aren't going to make you happy. And fake it till you fucking make it, okay? Because we're all just figuring it out. My 40-something, if I'm honest, I don't know how old she is right now off the top of my head. I think she's 46. She's almost 46. Let me not age her. My almost 46-year-old mother still doesn't have it figured out, okay? My grandma still doesn't have it figured out. Nobody has it figured out, okay? My grandma has a pretty good sense on things. I also just hype up I swear my grandma knows everything, but I feel like everyone feels that way about someone in their family, I feel like. But just, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, just none of us know what we're doing, okay? So you just have to do what makes you feel happy, and I think we'll be okay? Just know your worth, because I love you, and you should love yourself enough to walk away from things that don't serve you, and the things that do, the people that make you happy, just feed into those relationships, okay? Because maybe those are the ones that are long term. I know we're all looking for our little platonic soulmate and our romantic soulmate. So just be yourself and do what makes you happy, and those things will find you. I promise. I feel like I've been playing with my dog this whole episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, you've probably seen me just fucking with her this whole episode. And if you can hear her breathing on the mic, I am so sorry. She's, again, full of it right now. But yeah, I love y'all. Okay, I love you so much, and again, just love yourself, and I hope to see y'all again in the weeks coming. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, you always can. There's multiple episodes you can listen to. If this was the first one you have listened to, as always, let me know what y'all would like to hear in future episodes, and yeah, I hope the rest of y'all's week goes amazing. I love you. Mwah! Bye.